All right. Welcome back, one and all, to The Horror Returns. I'm Lance, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Philip and Brian. And tonight we got a couple of special guests in the house. It's from the podcast that wouldn't die. It's Erin and Kevin. What's up, guys?
Woo,
how's it going?
How are you all?
Just dandy.
It's a Monday. I've been hit by a train.
Well, Brian,
by a train.
Brian is our social media guy, and Brian, tell us how you found out about the podcast that wouldn't die.
I think originally, of course, like most podcasts, I find out through Don and Ellie posted you guys' show, and I took a listen to it, and you guys have a fantastic show.
Oh,
awesome name for a podcast. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but
Thank you.
It's good to finally have you on.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
for
you guys.
having us.
Oh, thanks for being here. So you guys cover a lot of really only classic top tier A24 type films, right?
Nothing but the best.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well,
Great for fun.
give the listeners a little idea what to expect.
On the podcast that wouldn't die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres.
Nice.
With a comedic twist, we hope. I mean, that's the goal. So, good times.
A little tipper on our podcast. If we spend the first 20 minutes talking about something else, that means we're not super excited about what's about to follow.
Oh, you guys will.
Behind the curtain.
You'll fit in on this show.
Oh, yeah, no, we talk about it. It's usually an hour before we ever even get to the freaking movies.
Oh, at least.
We're hanging out and screwing around. This is guy time.
Yep.
Dynamite.
So what do you guys have coming up? What are or can you give us a little, idea of the next couple of films you're
I
planning to
can
cover?
do that. I believe our next
right.
couple of films are going to be Graveyard Shift and followed by Nightbreed.
Okay, there you go.
We don't want to leave
Makes
anything on the
perfect
bone.
sense.
Is basically what it is.
I get it. I totally get it. All right. Well, I think I heard you just do Warlock a couple of weeks back, right?
Oh, poor
That was
Warlock. He's still out there in the wilderness somewhere.
Oh.
Or Julian Sands.
So
Julian
the thaw's
Sands.
coming though. They're gonna find him.
All right. Well, I don't know if you guys have checked out anything this week that's particularly awesome or intriguing, but we're ready for our segment we call Cool of the Week. So it can be a movie, TV show. We've had video games. What else have we had, Brian? Concerts, books. Yeah.
And if you've seen something that is just completely horrible and you want to tell people not to watch it, by all means, go ahead.
Or make fun of it, which is usually
Yeah.
Called the Not So Cool of the Week, coined by Brian. Who's going first, guests? Who wants to jump in first?
I'll go first. I am halfway through The Devil's Reign with William Shatner, Ernest Borgnine,
Oh,
Tom
wow.
Skerritt.
Okay.
Dude, why aren't we recording that? I totally remember that. They're all like melted candles by the end.
Yeah.
Right. It's the Devil's Reign. That's what
right.
happens.
Don't these people learn anything? When you make the pact, you always end up like a melted crayon at the end.
Yes.
That's the way it works.
Or if you're a Nazi.
Or a Nazi.
Right. That's true as well. And this was at that dark period of William Shatner's career. Just after Star Trek, the series, but before Star Trek, the movies. So it was I just got to pay my bills. So
Right.
good times.
Where's TJ Hooker come in with all that?
Oh, that's later.
That's
the
on down the
golden age
road.
of Shatner.
He's like 90-something years old.
He's still kicking around.
He is. He's totally with it. It's amazing.
Yes.
He even went to
TJ
space.
Yeah.
He went to space.
He did.
I think he's got a new thing coming out.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
What could it possibly be?
I hope
What
it's
is he
an
doing?
album. I hope it's an album.
Spoken word.
Spoken word, of course.
Leonard Nimoy certainly did a lot of great albums.
Shatner does Nimoy.
There you
That's
go.
Right. Leonard Nimoy did the ballad of Bilbo Baggins or
Bilbo
something.
Baggins,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Good Lord. What is happening?
It's chaos.
Just can see
That's
my,
it.
cup. All right, so The Devil's Reign. Erin, what's on your Cool of the Week?
I was at the theater because my son forced me at gunpoint to go see Dungeons and Dragons, but I saw that The Boogeyman is coming out, which is
Okay.
Stephen King, which is a short story from the same book that Graveyard Shift is from.
Oh, nice.
And Children of the Corn and Lawnmower Man and all this other nonsense.
Right.
Lawnmower
Sure.
Man.
Classic.
So expectations, basically anything out of this collection of short stories is trash, but we're still holding on. We're still holding on. Maybe this one will be different.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for it. It doesn't look bad.
I've heard
That's creepy.
people that's seen it so far have positive reviews on it.
Good.
So.
It's a good
I
sign.
love me some King.
What'd you think about Dungeons and Dragons?
Shut up. It
Come
was
on.
a damn masterpiece.
And that's what my son said. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Let's go." He's like, "But the end credits are still rolling." I was like, "Oh."
Oh my God.
It was no John Wick 4. Let's just say that.
Well, that'll roll me into my cool of the week. I did see Dungeons and Dragons, and I sort of felt the same way at the beginning. I was like, this is really stupid. And then as it went on, I had a lot of fun with it.
It's
Cool.
fun.
Yeah, it's dumb, but it's a good time.
Right?
It kept me entertained.
And again, you've got Captain Kirk, just a different Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
And you got Michelle Rodriguez as Michelle Rodriguez again.
Right?
Yeah, boy, she's
She
changing
ain't
her
Meryl
face a little.
Is she?
Yeah.
She's more of a Costner.
Yeah. There you go. And then going to our 1990s thing, my kid had to read a bully book thing for school, and
Okay.
so he sort of was telling me what it's about, and I was like, "Oh, that's like Lord of the Flies. We're gonna watch that." So
Okay.
we watched Lord of the Flies. I wouldn't call it fun, but
No.
A barrel of laughs.
yeah,
Yeah,
But they did a pretty
depending on
good
how
job
you
on
look
it.
at it.
It's
Yeah,
kind of like Yellow Jackets. It's Yellow
yeah.
Jackets.
It is, and I don't think any of those kids were ever in anything else that was significant, but they did a pretty
Or
good job in that movie. And
It's
that's all
good.
I got.
I quote it all the time in my classroom. Nobody gets my references. I'm like, hey, Children of the Corn. Hey, Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, they're not getting it.
Oh, that was required reading back then.
Brian, I've just got one. You want me to jump in?
I only got one. I don't have my
Okay.
usual list. So
Oh,
mine
okay.
is actually a not cool of the week.
Oh no!
Is it Dungeons and Dragons?
Funny enough, I was gonna watch that last night, but it's Michelle Rodriguez that's keeping me from watching it.
Oh.
Come on.
So my not so cool of the week is a movie that we reviewed I think we reviewed the trailer a few weeks ago, The Tank.
Yes. Where they had they opened a little door on their property and there was some kind of a Loch Ness monster under it or something.
Yeah, it's a simple premise. This family inherits a house in a large part of land, and then they find this tank. It's like a water tank. And like we thought it was. It's
Not
a
a
creature.
septic tank.
No.
That would have
Don't
been a
open
street
that.
war.
I'm all totally 100% down for creature features, but the actual creature, it didn't look good to me. It looked kind of cheap. The story was typical. You kind of you seen the twist come in. Why they didn't know, because the house was inherited to them by the mother, and of course you figure out the big secret by the end, and it was 100% boring. It was definitely one of those movies where you reach for your phone and you start doing something else on your phone.
Oh no!
So
Gotcha.
Tanked.
That's all I got.
That sounds very M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
No.
I do want to throw another one in there that I just remembered.
Okay, bring us back up, please.
It's Peacock is getting some love from me. That may have come out wrong, but you know what I mean.
You're loving the cock. We get it, Philip. We get it.
But there's a movie called The Mandela Effect, And
I've heard of this one, yeah.
if you've ever heard of what the Mandela effect is, it's like these little differences, like the Berenstain Bears is a big one. Anyway, they go into it in the movie, and I had a really good time with this one. I like the movies that make you think about things.
Cool.
Anyway,
Well,
I recommend that one.
So it's
I have
streaming.
something to say about Peacock, because it makes me angry, because the knock at the cabin door, or whatever the hell the name of that movie is on, is only streaming on Peacock. And if I'm already paying $300 for cable, along with all my streaming services and my internet, why do I have to pay to get Peacock when I've already paid?
Oh boy.
This was my CBS All Access argument, right? Exactly the same thing. Yes. They're getting out of control with it. There's going to have to be some way to rein them back in. Whatever the new, I don't know, we'll CTV in our eyes through Neuralink or something.
I mean, it's ridiculous, because TLC is doing the same thing. How am I going to watch all my 90-Day Fiance if they're going to keep half the crap over there for me to pay for it when I'm already paying for it?
But yeah, my wife's sister's paying for it, so.
Okay, there you go.
But they got some pretty good content on there. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes kind of surprised what the streaming services have, but there's like dueling streaming services these days, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wins except us.
Right. Brian, you don't have anything remotely cool, man? We can just here.
I'm kind of rewatching the first season of From, just to get refamiliar.
There you go. Okay.
So we can do that. That's an excellent show. But I'm gonna try to find out different means to watch season 2, because I'm not paying for MGM Plus.
See? It's always something else. Oh, I bought concert tickets again.
Yeah.
I'm out of control. I'm buying like a concert. It seems to be a concert every month. So I just got They Might Be Giants and Sparks.
Nice. Okay. All right.
So
That'll
I
be
have to
fun.
find someone to go with me.
Good luck.
Good luck. All right, I'll bring up my cool of the week. I'll get us away from the streaming services for a little bit. I actually started reading, because Brian, I like to read 24 books in a year, and I'm way behind.
I was about to say you had some catching up to do.
I got on that string theory book that I was reading, The Elegant Universe, and it took me like fucking 3 months to read it. So now I'm getting into some graphic novels. So I've got through the first 2 Sandman series, which is actually really awesome, because you've got this guy that's sort of like an occultist, and he's trying to capture the devil or death or something like that. It's not terribly clear yet who he was trying to catch, but he ended up catching a character named Morpheus, who's kind of like the god of dreams. And then you find out that there's other people that kind of have the dream power as well. Any of you guys read any of it or seen
It's by Neil Gaiman, right?
What's that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
They'll get Jared Leto to play him when they do the movie.
Well, they got a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Right, there's a TV show.
I don't think you're allowed to count manga as part of the books you're reading.
Oh, that's my cheat every year. Usually toward the end of the year, I have to do like 6 of them. So I'm trying to knock them out early this year. But that being said, I'm enjoying it. I'm digging it so far. So I'll get through a couple of those and then get to a real book. But yeah, a little filler in there to read like in one day instead of 3 months.
After reading the string theory for 3 months, absolutely.
You got to read that one for 3 months. It's probably complicated as hell.
Yeah. Well, there was that one night we went to San Antonio, Philip, and we were tripping, weren't we, when we were talking about string theory and trying to wrap our minds around it?
That's my favorite thing to do, man.
All right. So that's cool of the week. Brian, you got any horror headlines for us?
We got a few this week. Start out, Danny Elfman basically confirmed that Beetlejuice 2 is happening, because he might be returning to compose the movie.
Would make sense, yeah.
Is that Johnny Depp is in that one? I heard somewhere.
No. Winona Ryder.
I heard that.
He seems like
Johnny
a
Depp
character.
The only
God.
No es bueno.
The only thing I've heard is Jenna Ortega is supposedly playing Winona Ryder's daughter.
That would make sense. Yeah,
I can
that
see
would make sense.
Let's see.
I already
stuck
feel
in that
disappointed now.
Wednesday
Now I feel
roll.
disappointed.
Well, to
Anyone?
keep your disappointment going, there is going to be another Blair Witch Project movie, and
Oh no!
reportedly Oliver Park is directing the next installment.
What?
And I looked
Oliver
him up.
Platt?
Park.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Brian?
Oliver Park.
Oh, Park. I don't know who that
I would be a
is.
little bit more excited if Oliver Platt was
Yeah.
directing.
Okay.
That's a curveball, no question.
Dude, so
Is
do you
this
think
supposed to be a
this time something will actually happen? Or am I just gonna have to take Dramamine this time? Because I was getting motion sickness last time.
Erin can't feel joy, if you guys haven't figured that out yet. Very upsetting.
Oh my God, I was so jacked up. I took a whole day off of work just to go see Blair Witch with you.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I was waiting and I was waiting and waiting. I was so pumped with adrenaline. And then he's just in a timeout in the end. The end. That's it.
Just in a timeout, absolutely.
It's in a timeout.
It's like Cannibal Holocaust, for goodness sake.
The best part of that is the name.
So is it a sequel or a
reimagining?
A reimagining. They've already reimagined it once with aliens,
no.
remember?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
I was excited about that one, and then it kind of sucked.
Right?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Loud and
Okay, I
clear.
thought it dropped off for a second. It just says next installment.
Next
So-
installment.
Oh, it's
Next
next
installment.
The
installment.
Okay.
final
Yeah.
chapter.
Ah,
That's
That's always a lie. That's
Fingers
always a lie.
crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Let's see. Netflix and Ryan Murphy have confirmed their next, I guess this is the word of the day, installment in their monster anthology series will be the Lyle and Eric Melendez story.
Oh boy.
With Kim fucking Kardashian in it.
What?
As who?
As fucking I don't know. Hopefully the
Hopefully-
mom who gets
Yeah, I was
shot
gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully the victim.
As Kitty Menendez?
as Kitty. That would be fantastic. Well, the
let's-
Menendez brothers might be getting out.
Oh,
Really?
come on.
They were just on the news this week. They might have a retrial. There's some proof that he was molested. There's letters and things are magically resurfacing.
There was
As
a thing
it is.
on Peacock about the Menendez brothers and some sort of connection to Menudo. I don't know what it is.
Yes!
Doesn't
The
make any
hell?
sense.
Yes, that's the same thing. I saw a snippet.
Menudo. Good Lord.
Yeah.
It's all coming back together.
It's a full circle, but Ryan Murphy is my spirit animal. I fucking love Ryan Murphy.
Did you enjoy the Dahmer one?
Oh, I didn't watch that. Was that Ryan
Oh.
Murphy?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
I heard it was very
It's on
disturbing.
Netflix. You don't
Yeah, it
have
was
to pay
good,
for. You don't have to pay for Peacock, Aaron.
That's right, because I'm already paying for that and Prime, and then my
Right.
British thing, and then Hulu.
BritBox.
Yeah, exactly. I have to watch my British stories.
I think we talked about a few weeks ago that M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, Ishana Night Shyamalan, is making her debut with The Watchers, a new thriller.
Okay.
Joining the cast is Georgina Campbell, who recently starred in The Barbarian,
Oh, I love
Oh,
Barbarian.
wow. Yeah.
and Dakota Fanning.
Okay.
All right.
I like
would to
this. I
see
like
her
this.
pop up.
So is she acting or is she directing this movie?
Directing.
Will there
Yeah.
be a twist? That
Well,
the
there
first
is no
10
twist.
minutes?
Lance, you've seen some of her directing work, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah, she's directed several episodes and composed music, and she's also written an episode or two of Servant on Apple TV Plus, another streaming service you got to get, Aaron. If you don't have it.
I just need to
But,
start reaching out for other people's passwords.
Yeah.
That's.
That's
But yeah, she's got that vibe. She's definitely got that vibe. Creepy vibe going on. I don't know if it. I guess you could say Servant was kind of twisty. It had a lot of twists and turns. It didn't have like a straight up monkey's paw ending or anything like that.
Right.
But
Do you
yeah, it wasn't
do you
that.
think
aggressively.
Do you think she stays away from doing the twist endings?
I think she probably would.
I wish
could see
he
that.
would, because it's
Oh!
played.
Uh-oh.
Has America
there's-
forgiven M. Night, by the way? I mean, it seemed like there were a few years there that his name was kind of toxic. And now it's kind of like, I guess all's forgiven? I don't know. Not for me.
I just
about
keep
Mel-
I just
Mel
keep
Gibson?
watching it. Sometimes it's only I wait till it's streaming. But I was gonna go see the Knock on the Door, but then stuff came up, and now God doesn't want me to watch it because He's not gonna put it on HBO.
It'll make the rounds, I'm sure.
And
She's gonna have to get a different signature.
finally, we're gonna end on more news from the Speak No Evil American remake. Scoot McNairy joins the cast. Old Scoot McNairy.
Is that Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor movie that they're remaking? Is that what you're talking about?
Are you serious?
I don't
No,
think
I
they
was
could remake that. I was about to say, I don't think they could remake that movie.
Right. They have to change a lot.
Have
Is
you
that what you meant?
have you guys seen Speak No Evil? What was it? Dutch?
It was it? Oh, wait a minute. Speak No Evil. That was the one with the Dutch family and then the really evil. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Oh, the folks that were from the Netherlands were the evil ones, and the folks from Denmark were like the victimized ones. And they met on a holiday when they were on vacation together. And yeah, that's a pretty crazy movie, man. That's a good one, actually. Yeah.
The Dutch versus the Danish.
Do-
We're constantly
The Dutch
mixing
versus
up.
versus the Danish. Yes.
Do you have
Very good.
Do you have Shudder?
I have
Kevin
Shudder.
does.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Go
I
Bob.
think it's a Shudder exclusive.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Why not?
So he
Yeah.
joins the cast with James McAvoy.
I
do
could see him.
enjoy the
I could
James
see him in
McAvoy.
that. I wonder if McAvoy is going to be the asshole or if he's going to be the victimized guy. Because he can play it either way.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's like
McAvoy's got some
Split,
range.
and he's both.
Exactly. He's both of them. That's the twist.
That's the twist. And then secretly, it's revealed that it's an M. Night Shyamalan production.
Yes.
That's the
right.
twist. I secretly directed it.
I see M. Night.
And then Goldmember shows up.
And I think that's it, unless, Phil, you want some Lulu Wilson news?
Sure.
She's going to be in a sci-fi movie called Xeno.
Well, we'll see.
Are you a
So-
princess?
She's growing on me.
It's Phil's favorite child actor that
She used to
infuriates him
irritate the shit
sometimes.
out of me when she was little and in those horror movies, like the second Annabelle movie, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought she did okay in it, but she's a big time overactor. She's got that Shirley Temple thing going on, and it irks me.
Well, maybe she's a xenomorph, so she's just going to be in the big black costume, and all she does is drool and move quickly and make screechy sounds.
But she was great in Becky, so we'll see what she can do next. Maybe she's growing out of it.
We reviewed that Red Band trailer last week, and that trailer did not sell me on the movie.
Yeah.
Too bad. It
They're gonna
might be,
have
better,
hard time.
might be better than you think. I didn't think the first one was going to be any good. So
Yeah.
This one has Stifler, right?
Well, you also think Pet Sematary remake is great, so
It's better than the original.
no.
That's not saying much.
Oh,
I'll watch it just for
Aaron hates
Stifler. I haven't
everything.
seen that dude forever.
Erin likes what she likes.
Okay.
Like
fair
cereal.
enough.
She won't eat it.
And that is the news.
All right. So you guys, where you live in California, y'all have any trailer parks out there?
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I've got
Yeah?
one right down the road from here.
Cool.
Kevin
Then
lives
you're-
in Irvine. They don't allow people. They don't allow the homeless. They don't allow trailer parks. Only
they
$1
just
million homes.
disappear.
Yeah.
the homeless disappear.
Yeah.
That's like a step.
All right.
Where are
or
those
something.
skateboarder kids? They were here yesterday. They're all gone now. Yeah.
Okay. I think there was an American Horror Story season that was kind of like that. Little village by the sea where people were disappearing. But
Oh, yeah.
Hot Fuzz. That
They
was
had-
fun, too.
that's a good
Hot
one. I
Fuzz.
love Hot Fuzz, man.
But yeah, there was the one where you took the pill and you became a genius, but you just happened to be a vampire.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
It was a good trade-off, Philip. write the complete works of Shakespeare, but then you have to take that pill and what was it, derived from blood or something like that, or
Shit, I can't remember.
I know, I was trying to remember the details. I really enjoyed that. See, that was the one where they cut the season into 2 halves, right?
Yeah.
Where it was that one and then the UFO
Yes.
story that was a little weaker, I thought.
Yeah, that was a little weaker season.
Nobody's ever thought it'd be kind of cool to be a vampire?
Yeah, I thought about it a lot.
No.
I mean, probably not in the long run, but
I haven't sat and thought about it. No.
I mean, it's
All right.
basically you're a vampire and you just get a ton of money. So it's like your dream of being a writer. Well, you're not really the writer. So now you have eternity to ponder that.
Is that the season where
or-
Macaulay Culkin was like a prostitute or something?
Yes.
or
He's a hustler.
eternity to do whatever you want to with a bunch of money and cool shit.
Yeah,
Right.
it's true. You got to
So,
move around if you're going. But it seems like they had to feed constantly. When it's that kind of a vampire, that's
Sure.
kind of shitty. You're like, oh my god, your whole day now is just hunting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Your
I
whole
was gonna
night.
do that. I'd go live in
My
the
whole day's wasted.
Yes. All right. Well, we're about to go down to the trailer park. So Brian is going to bring us the big, the small, and sometimes the very, very weird. What's our first new trailer tonight, Brian?
Well, first, Kevin, Erin, have you seen the previous Dune or any of the movies?
Yes.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Hated it. I'm kidding.
I did prefer the first one. I do think they could have done the second one all in one, but there's just extended, stretched out scenes just to squeeze out some more money.
That is ridiculous. No one likes the original, the David Lynch
I
horror
watched
show.
the original after I
do.
watched the second one.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Sting, Dad, where's Sting?
Fair
Maybe
enough.
Sting will be.
David
Maybe
Lynch
Sting will
doesn't
be in
like it,
part
but I
2.
like
Come on, man. Kyle MacLachlan.
Brian Eno soundtrack, which I also found at a garage sale.
Nice. Let's see. We're going to talk about Dune Part 2. Same director, Denny. How do you say his last name?
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty much the same cast returning, along with what is her name? Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken.
See,
wow.
I'm on board for the walk-in.
Okay.
Plus Florence
I didn't know
Pugh
that.
is
I'm in.
amazing.
Yeah. I wonder if Walken is going to play Sting's character from the first.
No, it's.
Oh my
gonna
God!
be-
Yes, he's just going to be oiled and tan with blue hair at 90.
I actually
They
think
should
that
do that.
part's
It'd be
going
hilarious.
to Austin Butler. Who
Ah,
recently played
okay. Elvis.
Who wants to start us off and what they thought about the trailer?
I mean, I always talk about that I find Timothy Chalamet kind of annoying. I don't know. It's like I was in drama in high school and in college, and there were a lot of Timothy Chalamets in my drama class.
That's my Lulu Wilson.
There you go.
That's
There you go. Full circle.
I mean,
So,
he
but other
was
than
okay in French Dispatch, but I don't see him as an action hero. He seems too fragile.
Oh, 85 pounds of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't they just stuff him in a sack and feed him to the sandworms?
They kind of joked about that in the first movie. Jason Momoa kind of walks up to him. He's like, "Put on some muscle," and he's like, "I have." And he's like, "No, you haven't." So they kind of play off that.
Yeah, he's one of Jason Momoa's thighs, basically, at that stage of the game.
Right.
They could have just put him on the Marvel steroids.
Ah.
Couldn't hurt.
Marvel training program, huh?
Yeah. Man, I'm
what you
stoked
think?
about it though, dude.
I know
think-
you
good.
are. Yeah,
I
you
think it
love
looks
the
great.
first one more than any
Yeah,
of us.
I really did love the first one, and then just watching the trailer for this one with the soundtrack going in the background, it looks very epic and cool. It kind of picks
Right.
up where the other one left off. So, yeah, this hopefully will be another best movie of the year situation.
I will
Yeah.
see it at the theater,
Yeah.
but I will
okay.
complain
gotcha.
about it later.
You will. Make no mistake. I'll see it at the theater, and I'll probably enjoy it quite a bit because I like the first part. And I reread the book, and I was a little disappointed when I realized it was getting toward the end of the first movie, and I'm like, they're not going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh,
scam.
fuck. They got me. But I'm looking forward to it overall. Brian, I think we all liked the first one, didn't we?
Yeah, I liked it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it in the theater, and I was told that was the best way to see it, especially in IMAX. So,
with the
fingers
sound more than anything.
Yeah, fingers
For
crossed.
sure.
Hopefully, because this is getting a November 3rd release. I'm hoping maybe they'll
Right.
re-release the first one back in theaters before then.
Cool. That'd be
So,
great.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It looks very epic. I enjoy the cast. I don't mind Timothy whatever his name is.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I have to speak good about him because my youngest daughter is a huge fan of his,
Of
and
course she is.
she knows about all his movies. She was telling me about him
He is very pretty.
filming Wonka. He's going to be Willy Wonka.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. No, that's true. I had heard that. But I think I heard that 3 years ago. So is it still on?
He's royalty already. They'll stick
Yes.
him in anything.
Yeah, the only other thing I've seen him in was Bones and All.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted to like that more than I did.
I know. Me too.
I didn't see that. I never heard
It was a
of that.
cool
It's
idea.
the cannibalism movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a love story with cannibals.
Yeah, it is. Good way to
That
describe
could
it.
just be describing The Walking Dead.
Right?
Well, Lance could tell us he's the Walking
Oh.
Dead fan on this show.
I'm done. I told you I tapped out. I'm holding to it, man. I haven't watched a single episode of anything since that original. And they're even saying that they're saying this is the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. I don't give a fuck. I'm fine. I'm okay.
Some way you're gonna make your way back to it.
Well, we'll find out. I do have AMC Plus and Shudder, so we'll see.
You're gonna make your way back to it, and you're gonna watch all the 50 spin-off shows coming.
Might be my clue of the week next week. Who knows?
Stop enabling him. He's doing well on his 12-step program.
All right, like I said, November 3rd for Dune Part 2.
It would be pretty epic if you had like the local theater that played it back to back. I always thought I
that
would
would
love
be
to see
cool.
Kill Bill
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
12
Yeah.
hours later.
I don't give a shit.
Right.
Do an intermission like they do in the old days, so I get some
Oh,
more
yeah.
popcorn and go to the bathroom. Boom.
Yeah, I think one of the funnest time I had when they released Grindhouse, the Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, loved it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Great double feature, and then the crowd. It was a packed theater, and everybody was just there for the movie. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives you that drive-in.
No, that was
experience.
dynamite.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Hell, they can show the David Lynch movie as the middle part.
I'd
Go
be
to
there.
Go to the bathroom.
It could be the appetizer.
Just so
That's
you
right.
remember how good these are, here's the old one.
Here's the old one.
I take offense to that. I'd go.
I
just
thought
see
the
Tom
sets
McLaughlin's
were more
hair.
interesting in the old one. The
Okay.
sets, the costumes, I thought I
Right.
could have done without the dude with the boils.
The boils.
Oh, that's right. That's
The
right.
carbuncles. I'm out. I don't need that.
But I thought the sets were much cooler in the original.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, Phil. You got
All right.
listener feedback or anything?
On to listener feedback. This week we're going to shine the podcast spotlight on Gag Me with a Chainsaw. That sounds painful. Your horror-loving hosts, Corey and Sarah, make an attempt to watch and discuss every 80s slasher. Check it out.
That's a big undertaking.
I know. There's a lot of those.
That's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Regarding our post asking for a 5-star Apple review, Drunk with Buds podcast says done. Well,
All
we
right.
appreciate that.
Nice.
Thanks, Drunk with Buds.
Drunk with
I,
Buds.
I sent you the
You can
wrong
be
thing.
drunk or
Lance.
you can have the buds.
Sent you the wrong
Ryan.
thing. That was actually on Spotify. He gave us a 5-star.
Oh, God damn it.
Ah, cool. All right.
No, we appreciate this.
Well, get over to Apple, damn it.
All right. And Brian posted a poll. It says, is the original Children of the Corn a top tier Stephen King movie?
No.
So far, 100% said
I'll
no.
see how this night's gonna go.
Although I
It's
do
a
like
great
Malachi.
story, though. It's a great story.
it is a
Short
great
story.
story. It's
So I
Short
think
story.
with some of these answers, I think I worded the question wrong because somebody compared. Finish reading it real quick.
Okay.
Though.
So yeah, Halloween is Forever says top tier means that it's on the same shelf with The Shining.
Right.
And RF Jacques says top tier is reserved for Carrie, The Shining,
Yep.
Shawshank, Stand By Me, and The Mist. And
The Mist.
Okay.
Okay, see, there's where I kind of maybe I worded it wrong
we-
because the Shining, great movie, but it's widely known as one of the worst adaptations.
Yeah. I was
okay.
very angry for years about it, but now I've come full circle.
Yes.
And then
We'll see
also, that was not the ending that he wrote for The Mist, which he actually
Oh.
thought that was a better ending than his book. So I may have worded the question wrong.
Well, he has troubles with endings, as we have
That's
learned if you've read a lot.
Or any of his books.
But yeah, I don't think Children of Corn can go on that list.
Look, Children
But the
of Corn is
short
not
story is
horrible.
great.
No,
It's 5
not
pages
horrible.
long.
Do I predict? No, I mean
Good
maybe the
enough.
story. I'm talking about the movie.
It's 5 pages. Did you say it's 5 pages long, Kevin?
It's like a leaflet.
A leaflet.
It is a short story as God intended it.
Right.
And I've had way too many students named Malachi over the years. And you know,
Yes.
these are not Jesus people that are coming through.
Right.
Malachi. That's a choice.
That's a choice. They're like, Damien or Malachi? I can't decide. Let's flip a coin.
I've got a buddy who named his kid Damien. I was like, "You sure?"
Middle name
That's
the
a
Omen.
choice. Yeah.
Let's see. Regarding Graveyard Shift, Patrick Martin says another one that I really enjoyed, despite how cheesy it was, especially the end credits song, and it has Brad Dourif. So there's that.
There you go. There's that.
The end credits song.
Zim Baker says starring the Witchmaster.
That's right.
Yep.
Salem Cellar thanks us for sharing their stuff. Check them out.
Yeah, anytime. Check out her YouTube channel. She reviews trailers and movies. So
Cool. And
Salem
our
Cellar.
show intro and all of our new logos come from Steve Carlton of The Geeks, and be on the lookout for some more great stuff from him. Original skull artwork comes from Natsulani, and if you'd like to help us out, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. You get to pick the movies for a future show at any amount, and for $5 or more a month, also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. But are we still doing the? Do you want to?
Oh fuck! Why not? Yeah.
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 Give us a
why
dollar.
not?
Give us
Extend it.
$1. You can pick a commentary.
Yep. $1.
Can I get
That's
$1?
a deal, baby.
How much for one rib?
I knew that was coming.
I know every time. Sorry. It's funny.
It is funny. It is funny.
On to our featured attractions. We'll continue our year in horror series with 1990 and talk about Nightbreed and Graveyard Shift. Speaking of Stephen King.
Is this where we play the Graveyard Shift end song?
I think
We
so. I think so. If we get away, unless Universal owns it, and then we're
Yeah.
fucked.
But we'll start out with Nightbreed first. A troubled young man is drawn to a mythical place called Midian, where a variety of friendly monsters are hiding from humanity. Meanwhile, a sadistic serial killer is looking for a patsy. Director and writer is Clive Barker, also known for Hellraiser, Lord of Illusions, and countless books. In the Bible, Midian was the land in which Moses lived for 40 years in self-imposed exile. It was in Midian that God appeared to Moses as the burning bush, telling him to go back to Egypt to free the Israelites. Narcisse is named after Clarvis Narcisse, the only documented Haitian zombie in history. Oh, and where the term zombie comes from, right?
I think so.
I think so.
You
Right.
learning stuff at the Horror Returns.
There it
This
is.
is educational. You need ORG.
Our Erin, did you hate Nightbreed?
I absolutely hated Nightbreed. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And why was there, like, one of the creatures was like Jack in the Box. Remember when they had Jack Tonight, where it was like that half
Yes!
moon? What the fuck was that?
The Moon Man.
You're missing all the weird S&M bondage, pseudo-sexual nonsense that we've come to know from Clive Barker.
Yeah.
It was all like rejects from Hellraiser. Like,
Oh, no.
we're gonna have Jack Tonight, and then we're gonna have, like, I don't know, the Snuffleupagus.
What if we got a guy with a moon head?
Moonhead.
First of all,
The
it was
Snuffleupagus.
Mac Tonight. It was a
Back
McDonald's
Tonight,
thing.
whatever.
Very upsetting.
It was very upsetting. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Are those people down below dead or alive? And if they're dead, how come you can die from a bullet? What the hell's happening?
That's a good point. And then there's that one dude who's just like a guy with a dog.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
With nipple piercings.
It's like,
Well,
that's not a monster.
They weren't pierced at the end.
I wrote that down too. There was a bunch of horrible freaks, and then there's just a dude with a dog. It's like,
Yeah.
why are you here?
Yeah.
Jack? Go to town, man. Throw on a shirt while you're at it. Good
It
Lord.
really was more like the movie Freaks. If instead of a carnival, they were forced to live underground like the Chud,
Right.
and simultaneously there's a serial killer who you knew it was the doctor within 5 minutes of this thing rolling.
Right.
Cronenberg.
And they're like, let's put it all together.
Kevin, what'd you think of the movie?
I'd seen this movie quite a few times. I think I saw
Quite
it
a
like
few times.
a number of times. And I appreciate the message of the monsters are the good people and the people are really the monsters. Although that one dude, Peliquin, was trying to eat
Oh
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
An
he's not a
asshole,
good dude.
Trying to eat
Well,
everybody.
they were denying him fresh meat. It was against the
That's
law.
right.
So
It's against the law.
Yeah, there was two aliens. Everybody else was a freak. And then there's two alien people in there.
Who are the aliens, Aaron?
I don't know. They're like X-Men. There was Porcupine Lady
Just the
and,
aliens.
Lil-
Oh,
and,
that
and
is true.
Squidhead.
Oh boy. Okay.
Squidhead. Is that how he
She
looks?
was
She was.
the porcupine lady was like, there was a moment there where I was like,
yeah, she made me feel
she was a
funny when I was a kid.
Lesser Marvel heroes.
Look,
Yeah.
she was a hideous freak with quills all over her, and she's flashing her boobs. It's like,
They're like, okay.
Right.
I gotta think about this one. She's a monster. Just
No,
because
my
she has
boobs.
boobs.
That's all it took. Let's go.
Thanks. They're out in the wilds of Canada. I guess they take what they can get at that stage of the game.
I would think
Very
so.
upsetting.
Yeah. Caribou or whatever, huh?
Caribou or whatever. That's the country's motto, evidently. Very upset. No offense, Canada. No, not my favorite. I will say that. Now, here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Was he already a Nightbreed, or did he have to get bit to become a Nightbreed?
I think the doctor was convincing him that he is the serial killer, so
Right.
he thought he was.
but I think he had to get bit to actually become the
Right.
Nightbreed people.
I think he was always supposed to be the chosen one. He was eventually going to make
Mhm.
his way there.
Oh yeah,
And
he was like
the-
Ash.
Well, yeah, if
yeah,
you read,
and
read
the bite
book,
was to fully transition him to being a Nightbreed.
I think Brian's got it. Yeah, that's what I got. That was my interpretation. Reading the original book was called Cabal, and I think that's
Right.
what that one character was there at the end. That was kind of like a god.
Well, he became Cabal,
That was
I
bad.
I think so. Yeah, it's Brian's got it, man.
which that
Brian's
is,
got this whole thing figured out.
I'll kind of jump in. I do love this movie.
Please.
I have like nostalgic love for it, but everybody has like cool names. But the lady that becomes Smoke, her name's Rachel. I-
That's
I-
great for like X-Men introductions. Storm, Beast, Wolverine, and Rachel.
And Rachel.
I do like the different looks of the creatures that are down below. Aaron, I do agree with you. Some of them are a little misplaced on why they should be there. Because the Jack in the Box, how did you get that way? So
It's like a Charles Band movie.
There was a dude who looked like he was like a chicken, or like a skinned chicken with like his head coming out of his stomach.
Yeah.
I think I'd throw myself in the fire if I was that dude. I mean, what are you doing with yourself? Good Lord.
One thing I always wanted from the movie, I wanted more with those characters. Like I wasn't really involved in the whole Boone is supposed to be the serial killer and David Cronenberg is the which Lance, another thing better than he does his son. Because Lance seems to think his son is surpassed him in directing movies.
Okay, directing maybe, but not acting.
Yeah, I always wanted more of those characters, like the porcupine lady. Like I said earlier, it kind of made me feel funny when I was a younger kid. I didn't know how to act.
Conflicted.
And the creepy kind of overweight guy with the tentacles coming out of his stomach.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was weird.
The scoop the eyes out.
Yeah, like because if you look at IMDb, like those characters have like names and like yeah. So I kind of felt like there was. I've never read the story, so they probably had a little bit more to do with things. But overall, not one of Clive Barker's best. Definitely, it's kind of mid tier to me, but I still enjoy it when I watch it. It's like X-Men with monsters. So
yes.
There you go.
Well,
It's like
you
that
guys
old-
know there's
the X-Men.
It's like
there's
that Fred
multiple
Savage
cuts
movie.
to this movie. Fred
Is it?
Savage.
oh,
There are multiple
Wait a
cuts.
minute.
Yeah,
I
Which-
saw
I was gonna
the
ask-
director's cut.
The Fred
Okay.
Savage movie where the monsters that are under the bed or whatever.
Little
Monsters. Is that what it is?
Yes.
This was like that.
Jesus Christ,
The
Philip.
prequel.
What a
Howie
comparison.
Mandel.
Yeah, Howie Mandel.
That was the question I was going to ask everybody. Did everybody watch the director's cut?
Yeah.
I believe that's the one I watched
I don't
on
think I did.
Freevee.
I don't think I did either.
I saw it
Okay.
on Tubi.
That
It
was
was
an
Yeah.
hour
very
and
impressive
41
with the
minutes.
director's cut.
Yeah.
Well, how does it end? That's the difference.
Oh,
That's the question.
I
Well,
think
they're all teleported and they ended up like in Los Angeles. Isn't that what you saw?
The cut I saw, they were all in a barn.
that was
Very
the
end.
extended
Yeah.
director's cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
How
that
is it they're now locked in a barn only slightly better or worse than locked in a mausoleum?
yeah,
Right.
Okay,
they got to wait for Boone to come back, and they said it could be tomorrow, could be
could be
longer.
never. He may
Yeah.
We're
never
gonna
come
sit
back.
here
Right.
crisscross applesauce in someone's barn and just.
He'll
It
do
sucks
the
to be an immortal monster when you're poor.
and somebody probably owns this barn. They may come in here eventually.
Exactly.
Right? They're
Some
just
hay or
squatting,
something.
We kind of got a lot of weird shit going on, guys.
right?
Okay, here's the thing. When you watched it at the end, is the one dude who ripped his face off, is he alive or is he dead? Because that'll tell you which.
Okay,
I-
in
the
the
one-
I thought he
director's
was dead to begin with.
in the
Well-
the director's the
Undead.
director's cut, he's dead.
Okay.
Director's cut, he's dead.
Huh.
The
Okay.
The
theatrical,
original
he
version,
lives. Yeah.
he lives. Right. And then it's a question of, does the serial killer, David Cronenberg, come back to life at the end?
Yes.
That-
Not
mine.
in the director's cut.
Not
I was
in the
gonna say,
director's
I
cut.
don't
Okay, then I
remember
watched
going
the
back to life.
non-directors. I watched the non-directors
Okay.
cut then.
I watched the director's cut.
And I've seen both too many times because I'm answering all these questions.
You're
That's
the
what we need
resident
you for.
expert.
And is one markedly better than the other? Not that I could see,
No.
sadly.
I don't see how it changes the story one whit, you know.
Right?
No, I even think at the end of the director's cut where she kills herself to become Nightbreed, I don't even think that was in the theatrical. And
I think
Oh.
you're right.
She just said deuces and walked off and finished high school. Is that it?
I finished high school. Yes.
Whatever.
and I have to say, she was probably the weakest part of this movie? Because it seemed like maybe this was her first or second acting thing she's ever
She
done.
was very familiar, though. She went on to do other crap.
Other crap.
Exactly.
Mucho crapo.
Yeah.
I needed her like more torch songs singing for 20 minutes while Boone walks in and shrugs and then leaves.
Sure.
Can we have more of that? No. Hard pass. Edit that out.
Oh, I even think they put a portion of her performance in the end credits too, just in case you wanted more.
To make people leave the theater in a timely fashion.
Too bad I missed that.
They need to come in and sweep. Hurry up.
Good contract.
Johnny, get angry. Johnny, get mad.
Pretty bad.
Right down the whole
Every
song.
little movie we watched. Lance, have you read the book?
Yeah, of course I've read the book, and
Is it better?
yeah, it's pretty spot on. There's not a whole lot of differences.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the book and the movie are pretty similar, but it's more of a novella. It's not really a full-size novel. Maybe it's not a leaflet, guys, but it's like maybe 150
It's no
pages or
Children of the
something.
Corn, I'll tell you.
It's no Children of the Corn. I actually kind of love this movie. I saw it a lot when I was a kid. It was a big part of growing up, checking out all the weird creatures, and I was a big Clive Barker reader, a big Clive Barker fan. I didn't appreciate it. I don't think I appreciated it as much back then for the story and the message that it's telling as I did this time. Everything you guys say is true. It's like super hokey, real mishmash of different types of characters. Nothing belongs together. Why do you have the Moon Man? Why do you have the Snuffleupagus and all this? But
Well, the message is there, but it kind of gets lost with just random stuff like the lady that tastes the blood and she rubs it on her nipples first.
I did appreciate
All right.
that, actually.
Yeah, that was a scene where I was like, huh, didn't see that coming.
didn't see that one coming, huh?
And what was the weirdness where it was like suddenly the priest is doused in lava and now he's the big nemesis coming to get them? It's like,
Yeah.
who
that
are
was
you?
pretty-
You appeared 10 minutes into with 10 minutes of the movie left.
Turned into a bad guy quick.
I didn't mind the fact that like you guys were alluding to, Aaron, you said within 5 minutes you knew Cronenberg was the killer. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. There was little doubt about that. That didn't bother me too much in this one. I thought he did a good job. I thought all the costume and special effect work was great, but all that stuff was, and the set design was gorgeous. And I actually liked that scene in the non-director's cut at the end where Cronenberg comes back to life. And you've got that graveyard with all those bones around it, and a real Wiccan looking thing, like he's got him up on a cross, like Christ almost or something. But I don't know. The thing that got to me the most this time was just kind of like the message of the film, because you have all these creatures, and let's do a bit of a stretch. Are they dead? Are they undead? Can some of them be killed with a bullet? Can some of them not? But I mean, that's what we are as human beings. And I kind of like that message. I really think that the world needs to hear a little bit more of that right now. Like, no matter how different you are, no matter, whether some think you're a monster, or just because you want to live your life the way that you want to live it, and other people get mad, somehow offended that you choose to do that. And I don't know, man, it just, this time this movie really touched me. I really felt a pretty strong connection to Boone. I thought it was a pretty good character. I loved one scene in there because I don't know if you guys noticed the guy that like you were saying, he ripped his head off. Y'all remember the line when he goes, "No time for hanky panky"? That's one big difference in the book. In the book, there was an extremely graphic sex scene between Boone and Rachel there. And so, of course, I don't know why I guess, back then they couldn't show it. I'm sure now on HBO or something you could.
Well, they're supposed to be working on a series.
That
supposed to be more closer to the book. So.
All right.
I think we're glossing over the freaks that live down below, because half of them seem pretty rapey.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It just wasn't peace and love. There was the old man and the lady, and everybody else was questionable.
Yeah. Especially that one dude who kept biting people. Why do they leave him there?
Right.
It's time to get rid of that guy.
Put his ass with the berserkers. I mean,
Exactly.
seriously, he's a loose cannon.
And we're not
Just
even
don't
mentioning
follow
the
the law.
berserkers. Are they peace and love too?
Yeah, what's their story?
I don't know. They're just there when you need them. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I got a lot out of it. I'm glad that you picked this one, Brian. I enjoyed the watch from start to finish, and I really love that mask with the button eyes. Particularly creepy mask there. So
yeah,
I thought it was
I
well
thought he was
done.
an earthworm, but that was very creepy.
Yeah, I have
See-through
the
buttons or
figure
whatever,
somewhere.
The Pan's Labyrinth thing, is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
yeah.
No, you can't see when the eyes are just buttons.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was
I mean, it
trying
was
to
like-
figure that one
I
out.
was wondering that while the movie was going on. I was like, how does he see
Yeah.
through that?
well,
shit.
he's an
Running through
X-Men
walls.
too, clearly.
That's right.
And maybe
His
I'm not putting
superpower
on
is
that
rape
mask.
and murder.
Pretty much. I'm not putting on that mask when the hillbillies are just gunning down everybody who looks a little different, right? At that point, I'm trying to blend in with the people with the guns.
Very good point. Yeah, man, I thought this movie was pretty hokey. It was kind of all over the place, man. I like the costume design. I like the monsters. That was pretty interesting to see, but it was like I'm watching it for the special effects, and that's kind of it, because the story
Right,
sort of
sure.
all over the place. The I kind of didn't care about the human people at all. But it was interesting. I mean, it was. I'm glad I watched it. I don't plan on watching it again. But
once is enough.
yeah,
Now you can
Director's cut or
say you
otherwise.
saw it.
once is enough on this one. I don't care about it enough to watch the non-director's cut.
What about the TV series, Philip? Will you be checking out the
No,
TV
I don't
series?
know how they're gonna make a TV series about this. They're gonna have to change up too much shit. I mean,
Yeah, have to be a
They're-
lot different, won't it?
yeah, the story doesn't make a whole lot of sense as it is.
It's an acid trip gone wrong, I guess. You know.
All right, scores. 1 through 10. Aaron, what do you think?
I'm gonna get a 1, and
Oh,
I
God.
kind of hope the guy who had the little arms that come out
Uh-huh.
and pull out your eyes. If only he had only done that to me 10 minutes in.
Oh.
I need never see this again. It's literally that, like, they've just filmed Hellraiser and they had some scraps left over, and hey, somebody's shooting a sci-fi, let's go steal some of those costumes. It's like an Ed Wood spectacular.
Oh God.
Aside from the monster nipples, I don't see any reason to rate this R.
Yeah,
it
was
seemed
little
like a
tame.
very
Little tame, wasn't it?
PG-13 movie to me.
Yeah.
They had a lot of like 80s sex scenes with lots of lingerie and billowing sheer material blowing by.
Stupid fucking hair.
I know.
The gooch is Narcisse ripping his face off. That was
Yeah,
a little
that was
rough around
nasty.
the edges.
And for
That was a
no
little rough.
reason. For no reason. Oh,
Yeah.
they need to see your face. Well, nobody else has their face ripped off in the netherworld.
Yeah, and he was always chewing gum, like he was really high on cocaine or something. Like chewing.
He was
He was
nasty.
supposed to be the comic relief at the
I
end of
know.
the day.
He was
Yeah,
not.
I think so.
He's all love the tattoos, sailors.
Right. Sailors.
know.
I was like, bro, you have no face.
Right.
Oh.
Oh, we lost Brian.
I was
Oh,
going
no.
to say we're down one.
Uh-oh.
All
The
right,
Piper's down. We
Was
got
it
a
something I
Piper
said?
down.
Kevin, what would you rate it?
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Oh, I can hear the
It's-
whitewashing right now. Go ahead.
Oh, the whitewashing.
It was, I mean, it was okay. It's not a movie that I'm dying to see, but I don't recoil from it. I mean,
Do you in fact own it? Do you
I do
in
not.
fact? Oh,
I do
now
not.
that's a sign, because Kevin owns a lot of shit.
I do.
I guarantee you Brian has like a Blu-ray collector's edition version.
Steelbook, right?
Autograph.
I'll give it 4 out of 10.
Okay. Not,
I mean,
not
4
too bad.
sounds bad, but
Not too bad. It's just
yeah.
under the halfway mark.
yeah, it's all right. It's kind of
I'm
below,
going to
just all
translate
right.
that to be 1 out of 5 to perfectly match my score.
Oh, Jesus
That's how
Christ.
math works.
All right, Lance, what do you think?
Oh man, what do I normally do on this show? Like when it's up, I usually bring it down, don't I?
Usually.
I'm kind of the hater normally.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time getting that one.
That's right. 10 out of
this-
10.
No, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Really?
Honestly.
A B.
I fucking loved it.
A B.
I fucking
You
loved
love-
it. I
oh,
really
shit.
did. Yeah,
All right.
I had a lot of fun with it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I really enjoyed the message. And like, yeah, was it over the top when you had the hillbillies, yeehaw, drinking beer and out there hunting the monsters and stuff like that? But I don't know, man. It was a lot of fun to me. So, Brian, let's see. We've got a 1, a 4, and now an 8.
I'm
I've
just
given
going to
it
say,
an 8.
Lance, I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to insult your lady. So this is clearly
Your lady.
Go right ahead.
your special thing.
Brian, what do you give it?
I missed everybody's
Sass.
rating. Yeah.
So Aaron gave it a 1.
Okay, I think my Skype didn't like that rating and just
Kevin gave it a 4. Lance gave it an 8. 8.
All right, Lance, I'm not as high as you. I'm going to give it around
No,
7.
you're not.
Well, I'm like, it sounds like you all are a little something.
Most of that is nostalgic reason. This brings me
Yes,
back
a
to my
lot of it is.
childhood. I still remember the VHS tape sitting on the shelf at the video store. I like the designs of the creatures, and I really wish it was just more geared towards them instead of this Boone and serial killer angle. Was just kind of ridiculous.
It was a weird plot line.
Actress who
Been
played
a
his
movie full of
girlfriend
monsters.
was horrible through the entire movie,
Okay.
and yeah, it's an easy 7.
Nice. Okay. All right.
A C.
You got a steel
Wow.
book
A
of this
C.
one, right?
A C.
No, I got the Scream Factory special edition.
I told you it had some.
Aaron's got it going to remedial school another year.
I'm gonna go. I think 4 was a pretty fair score.
4 is a fair. Okay. All
It's
right,
not the worst movie I've ever
close.
seen.
Right.
Feel my Skype
it's-
about to crash again.
But I mean,
Uh-oh.
considering it is sort of a classic, it's not a particularly good one. So,
It's more of a cult classic. than
Yeah.
Yes.
a certified classic.
Perhaps a midnight movie
Yeah.
after a solid night of drinking and doing God knows what else, and
knows
then you
what,
just slide
sure.
in. You may pass out halfway, but what
But it
you
doesn't
remember is
It
great.
doesn't even
Maybe-
matter.
maybe that was part of my problem. I started it
Yeah.
and was kind of, I'm gonna need more drugs for this.
Staff.
Started singing. And that was it for me.
Right.
Is this scene still going? All right. We'll move on to so mixed reviews on that one. But
Very
we'll move
mixed.
on to
Very mixed.
we'll move on to Graveyard Shift. In a very old textile mill with a serious rat infestation, deadly accidents start happening, but the corrupt foreman continues to put his workers in danger until they discover a horrifying secret deep in the basement. Director is Ralph S. Singleton, also known for the TV show Cagney and Lacey.
Oh yeah.
He didn't bring any of that with him.
Yeah. Writer is John Esposito, also known for Creepshow and Masters of Horror.
I did enjoy the Creep Show. Where's my cake,
Well-
Bedelia?
I think it was an episode of Creep Show.
The TV show, Creep Show.
I think
Oh,
the TV show.
Yes.
That one was still fun.
Okay.
The name of the mill is Bachman Mills. Richard Bachman is a pseudonym used by Stephen King,
You don't say.
upon whose short story the film was based.
Huh.
Tom Savini was attached to direct the film in the late 1980s, but pulled out due to lack of studio interest.
So they gave it to
And
Ralph
lack of
S.
his
Singleton.
Or audience interest.
Stephen King heavily disliked the film and made it one of his least favorite adaptations, calling it a quick exploitation picture.
Wait a minute. So he liked this less than Lawnmower Man?
That
The
can't be
adaptation.
He
possible.
didn't say that. He didn't say that.
But
Now that Lawnmower Man short story, now that's a leaflet. That's like 3 pages long, isn't it?
That's all it
Yeah.
needs to be. That's
Yeah,
all
Not a
it
lot of
needs to
virtual
be.
reality on that.
No
leaflet, by
virtual
the way.
reality, no monkeys, nothing. Just a guy eating grass.
There's no virtual reality in the story.
No, it's a dude eating grass. He goes
I wish
out into the fucking yard and just starts eating the grass.
Rolling on his belly, just chopping it down and a gopher and all kinds of shit. Oh
Right.
man.
Well, let's be honest. There isn't a lot of mowing the lawn in the goddamn movie either. So
Yeah,
I mean,
No, not at all.
They ought to remake that one. I'd watch that without the hokey graphics.
Pretty good now.
Erin, you want to start us off with Graveyard Shift? Was this one terrible?
It's fucking terrible. And I was looking forward to it because, like I said, Night Shift, that was a great series of stories.
It was.
And I really, really liked that. So I have like a vague memory of this story. I mean, there wasn't really any of the stories I didn't like. I just kind of flowed over. But so I was like, wait, this is the one with the rats. And then I was like, oh, shit. I love that the foreman bothered to put on some kind of crazy Maine accent. Like,
And he was
I
still
love
on
the
Maine.
method. I'm method acting this bullshit.
It took me half of the movie to. I was like, what accent is he doing?
I know. I thought it was Italian or something.
And he's the only one who's doing
only
it,
one.
even though they filmed it there. It makes makes no goddamn sense. There and then there's the mutant rat. There's a thing that looks like the thing. It's melted crayon special effects. It's nonsense. And then half the time I don't know what happened to the foreman. Why is he trying to kill everybody? What's
was
happening?
so ridiculous.
Yeah, that was. Was it a rat or a bat?
It's
Yes.
a rat bat. It's a rat
bat.
bastard
Okay.
is what it is.
All right. I was
Well, you
confused.
never saw it flying either. It just had weird wings for some bizarre reason.
And why
found
would the
upside
rat
down.
bat be in charge of the rats?
It was a chicken.
I was like, you got this bat creature, and it's got like these rat henchmen. And we
Yeah.
just come to some sort of mutual understanding.
Yeah, let's just do that, man.
All right, so not a fan.
Not
I'm
a
not
fan.
really even sure what the hell they were doing in there. They were like throwing away pieces of paper, and then they're trying to drain this place, but we're using a fire hose to move rats out of the way. I don't even know what they were doing.
Because
Made
didn't
no
he put the
fucking
hose
Oy
in the
vey.
chimney?
Oy vey. Aaron.
I thought about that when he did the scene when it
Right.
was Brad Dourif and he put the hose in the chimney
Yeah.
and somehow the
suck
rat
him out,
gets
right?
sucked
Just
out
suck
of
him
it.
out and pop him into the river so he
Yeah.
can go downstream
Understand
into the
what's
little
happening
town.
right now.
Into the
Yeah, they were
groundwater.
And then they just decided, first they were sucking them out, and then they're just blowing more water everywhere after they're trying to clean this place up. So,
Evidently, this mill is the only job in town.
Yes.
I mean,
looks that
it's
way.
so important. People are like, I am going to risk my life swinging,
And
fire
works for that
hoses down with
asshole guy.
giant. And everybody knew it was like a death trap. No one wanted to work down there over the 4th of July weekend because it was death. Everyone knew it was death. But people were like, shit, I guess I gotta go.
I need
Boss
the
says I
money.
gotta go.
double pay, man. And you can only kill
Right.
rats at midnight. Why couldn't they clean this shit out during the day?
Yeah, it's dark down there anyway, right? And you want to talk about, you said some of the beasts from Nightbreed were rapey. How about this foreman? How about the foreman?
He's super rapey,
Oh
except
my
when he's
God.
killy.
Right?
It's like every single decision he made was just to try to be as big of an asshole as possible.
Right.
What's my
with that Maine
motivation,
accent.
director? Be an asshole. Okay.
Got it. And do a crazy accent. Got it. Let me write that down. No, and it was
double down on the main accent.
Cut,
the
cut,
one
cut.
home.
What accent are you doing there? All right, you know what? Just go ahead.
Just do what you want.
I'm a doing my main. You know, it's I'm doing my main. Sometimes
Is that
that
your
is
main
better.
Is that Griswold?
Kevin, what'd you think of the movie?
I saw this movie in the theater
Oh
back
boy!
in 1990.
All right.
there was that period where they would just stamp Stephen King's graveyard.
Absolutely. Sure.
Stephen King's Lawnmower
Yeah.
Man. And I'm like,
Sometimes they come back.
Well, they're doing it
Sometimes-
again now. Yeah.
sometimes they come back again.
Right.
And I remember seeing it in the theater going, and I was probably like 15 or 14 or however old I was. And I left going, this sucks. I mean, this was. Although, what's funny is I remembered the crazy closing theme, 30 years later.
Sing it,
That was
sing
still
it,
locked
sing
in my
it.
brain. Well, because it was like a remix of like the dialogue from the movie. I just remember the guy going,
Yes.
graveyard shift. Graveyard shift over and over again. I'm just like, at that point, I was looking for Johnny get angry, Johnny get mad.
They were trying to
No,
make it
it's not
quotable.
It reminded me of that song about Vietnam where it's just the voiceover. So, and it just,
the Billy Joel song.
no, not that one, but there's another one
Okay.
where they rattle off the number of people who died.
Whose average age was 18?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
Not a good movie. Let me just say that.
All right.
Well, it's like you said. It's like for some reason the foreman just becomes a psychopath. Like
Right.
out of
Mad
nowhere,
with power.
his homie gets killed by the rat bat, and immediately he's like, "They're to blame. It was their idea to come down here. Let's go kill them." Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
The best part is when they're rocking the whatever happened to Baby Jane. You knew what was under that frickin' platter. You knew it was going to be a slice of
Oh,
tomato
yeah,
and a
sure.
rat.
Oh,
Well, I
and
think he knew it. He watched him
Yeah.
put it up, and he's like, "Aha, you're very funny."
I always love it when the townies just hate the new guy for no reason. He's
Yeah.
walking in there, going to the bulletin board. They're like throwing stuff at him. Get out of here, drifter!
Drifter. He knows how to spell his name. Let's get him.
Let's get him!
It's like, Drifter, I just walked in here.
You drifted in.
Now drift out.
Drift on
Exactly.
out.
Brian, what'd you think?
As ridiculous as this story is, and you guys
Uh-oh.
pointed out,
Bring us up,
Again.
man. Come on.
again, I have nostalgic love for it. This came at a time when I was just renting anything at the video store.
Yeah.
And funny story, if it wasn't for me having an interest in this movie, this podcast wouldn't exist.
What?
Huh.
Lance, because when I first got into listening to podcasts, I was
Okay.
searching through, and I seen somebody was doing a commentary for this movie years ago.
Oh, was that the Binge Boys when they were
Yes.
back at the Joe Blow movie show?
It was the horror show they had, the Bloods, Bullets, and Broads.
Bullets, Frauds. Yeah. Oh, I missed that one.
This would be a
So-
great movie for commentary.
Oh
It-
yeah,
they're
absolutely.
you can't
Drunken-
find their
drunken
commentary
comedy.
anymore, but
Did he
it,
just-
it was a great commentary.
Did he just throw a skeleton at a guy?
Yeah.
Rats
It's-
everywhere.
And what really gets me, of course, I'm a creature feature guy. I love just
Yep.
ridiculous looking monsters that can't even really be explained why they exist, and everything else is just second. Like, of course, it's ridiculous why this mill even exists, because it should be condemned. But apparently, this is the only job in the state, I guess, because you can't go anywhere. I mean, the secretary's sleeping with him just so she don't have to work
Uh-huh.
in the mill. So
Oh, yeah.
She was like, I thought we had
Yeah.
an arrangement. Now I
Yeah.
got to work on
Right.
4th of July. F this, I'm going to key your car.
which they alluded to something more going on, because she kept saying, I know what's really going on, and I know your secrets. And I'm like,
Right.
did you know about the rat monster? Or
Yeah, really. They
Right.
didn't really go
If he
anywhere
knew
with
about
that.
the rat monster, he wouldn't be going down there to check on him every 2 seconds. He'd be
Yeah,
out celebrating 4th of July. That's why you put those sons
Yeah.
of bitches down there.
Send them
Well,
down
I
there
mean-
to pop firecrackers.
double pay. I mean, come on.
Right. Double pay.
Double
Ah,
pay
okay,
in the only
boss.
place to work.
In the state.
Ooh, what a rough life.
These people just keep disappearing.
Yeah, and apparently nobody cares.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. Like,
There'll be
such and
another
so-
drifter along.
Such and so didn't come in and collect his paycheck. I don't know what happened to him.
Are there no cops in the state? I mean, you think a couple people go missing? How big is this town? That half
Warwick-
the
Warwick
people
is
have
the
been
cop.
murdered.
Yeah. He's probably
And
the
it-
town sheriff.
And that's probably another thing I kind of gravitated towards as a kid because, you know, somebody brought it up in listener feedback. You know, we got Andrew Divoff in a minor role. He was the Wishmaster. The main Stephen Mach, I think that's how you said it, as Warwick. He was the father in Monster Squad.
Yep.
Brad
Oh,
Dourif,
that's right.
who's completely out acting everybody because he thinks he's in a
love it.
completely different movie than everybody else.
Yeah.
Talk about his Vietnam experiences. Yes.
Oh yeah. That was
Oh
great.
my God, I forgot all about him. Like, what the fuck is happening?
What the
with
Viet
this?
Cong used to
Yeah.
do when they captured you.
Yeah, I'm watching him. I'm like, this is a pretty good performance. You need to tone it down, Brad. You're outshining. You're a minor character in this movie, which
He's
he
like,
doesn't
"I'm
even
stealing
get. He
this
doesn't even get
show."
killed by a rat monster. He just gets crushed to death by what was it, a coffin or
A coffin.
Yeah,
Right.
he just kind of slipped.
Yeah.
which?
Yeah.
Why is he in the graveyard, anyways?
I don't know.
They
That was an unceremonious death, wasn't it?
They sent him
What was it?
to find the nest,
ahead.
I think, is what it was.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It connects to the graveyard for some damn reason. He puts
But
his
did-
dog in the hole.
Makes no sense.
Did Warwick send him
The
to
dog
die?
from Nightbreed?
He said that's exactly. It's Midian.
Did
Absolutely.
Warwick send
He's
him to
looking for
die
Midian.
because he's watching from the window the whole time?
He doesn't want to have to write that check, so he's
There
getting
you-
rid of the exterminator.
There you go.
He blackmails him to doing more extermination work for free.
Yeah.
Basically, we saw you
Right.
dump it in the river. Do some more, spray some
Yeah.
more chemicals while you're at it.
It's like,
Yeah, all them rats you're pumping in the river. You know, we're gonna overlook that lawsuit if you go find the nest.
they had some leverage then, didn't they?
So ridiculous.
All right, Lance, what do you think?
I'm kind of with Brian. It's
Yeah.
I enjoyed the cheesy goodness of this movie. we're kind of going in the same direction here. I thought that the special effects were really good. I don't know, man. I guess I'm enjoying finally watching some older movies where it's all practical.
Yeah.
You don't like have CGI fire, CGI blood, CGI smoke, CGI water.
I agree with you. I
You
agree
know,
with
that's
you
true.
about that.
That's
And,
true.
and I do like I love the rats. I love the creature that, as Brian so eloquently put it, had no business being there, but was standing there for whatever reason anyway. But the shining moment for me, the shining part for me is Brad. I'll just say Brad Dourif, because yes, he was definitely in a different movie. Like, he was on a completely higher plane. Now this came out after Child's Play, correct?
Yes.
Child's Play was in the 80s. So
Yeah.
you think that kind of, set the course for him, or do you think that, why do you think he ended up in this role, Brian? Because as you said, he's so different from everyone else in there.
A paycheck.
I think we got a bingo there. Yeah.
No,
Alright.
I think he's
No.
he's so known. I think he's so known for his voice. I think that's maybe he came into this role trying to make the
Yeah.
most out of it.
I agree. 100%. Because he is such a wacky character and he's just so fucking over the top. In a movie that's over the top and
Right.
nonsensical, he is so over the top that this is why he's kind of funny. Because most of this movie doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why is the guy at the beginning walking around with a rat, throwing the rat into the machine? Why do you pick it up like
Torturing the rat and then the other
disease-ridden
one's
rat? Yeah, I'm like, God.
Yeah,
don't know.
when you turn around and you look and all the rats are lined up around the room looking at you, it's time to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you see
Like,
the townies were
Maybe they're
reading
his rat
Ben?
friends.
And what is this mill making?
It's a textile
Wool?
mill.
Oh,
Textile,
Makes-
okay.
Cotton
So-
stuff.
little
Wool and different- wool
pieces
and,
of
like,
rat
clothing
in the
and towels.
textiles.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we're supposed to think that textile mills, there's a lot of like industrial waste that
Yes,
cause a lot of
yes.
pollution and shit,
Sure.
and that's why there's a giant fucking rat creature underneath.
Okay, so that's how they make the red towels. They throw the rats in there with it to color the white
So
cotton.
it's-
Is
yeah.
that-
It's an
Only the
environmental
finest
movie. then.
rat linen is produced in Maine.
Yeah.
We're not talking about rat linen.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what. I had fun with it. I had fun with the movie.
I think that I'm gonna join you on this one, but mostly because I watched Nightbreed first, and then I watched this one, and I was like, okay,
Right. Those drugs finally kicked in, Philip.
This level of cheese I can handle. Nightbreed was too much.
You're out of your mind. I watched this first and I thought Nightbreed is better.
Really?
No,
Yes.
no. We know where
Maybe
you
it's just because it was almost over.
Well, we called
I
this
think-
graveyard shit.
I think I've been dethroned as the one who bums the scores down.
Doing your
And it was ridiculous, but at least this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the story didn't exactly make sense if you're really looking at the plot holes, because there's a lot of them.
There's
But
plenty to find, huh?
It was pretty straightforward, rat monster, find rat monster, kill rat monster.
Sure.
Except that
So
Foreman.
if it's a rat bat,
hated
and it still
everybody.
has a giant rat tail.
Yeah.
At the end, it actually takes its tail out and then proceeds to put it right back in just as he's pushing the button.
Yeah, I found
It was
myself
suicide. It was rat bat suicide.
when he was doing that, I was like, do bats have tails? I don't I don't think they do.
I guess this one does.
Yeah, it confused me, and it was definitely some 90s cheese. But
Barely. Almost 80s.
almost
Right.
almost 80s. It had a very 80s feel to it for sure. The girl with
Did
the
Pepsi help pay for this, by the way?
Was there a lot of Pepsi?
It seems more of a
Yeah.
Mountain Dew kind of movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of Pepsi Cola that they were shooting across at the rats.
Right.
Right.
That's the only kind of can he uses for a slingshot, evidently. It's got to
Exactly.
be Pepsi.
Well, I don't think that's selling the Pepsi brand very well.
But I enjoyed it better than Nightbreed.
Okay.
All right.
That'll be on the box. I enjoyed it better than Nightbreed.
Erin, what's your score on this one, 1 to 10?
Well, now I feel like I need to revisit Nightbreed and give Nightbreed a 2 so I can give this the definitive one.
We do decimals here.
Well, I have to say, the one thing you could say about it, in the book, the creature is a rat the size of a cow that's just undulating and producing more rats. It's like the queen.
That makes
rat.
more sense.
Yeah, kind of like the Queen Alien or Queen Spider or something like that.
It makes much more sense.
Sure, it makes tons of sense.
I can
Stephen King
only
on cocaine
imagine how
sense.
terrible that would look. Also, like the
Didn't they
thing.
do
I'm
that
guessing.
in like the Suicide Squad or something, or Peacemaker?
Oh,
There
yeah,
was some
yeah.
alien
That's
cow
right.
thing.
Oh Jesus! I'm ready for season 2.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Not Graveyard Shift.
Not
I almost got you to say it.
What's your score on that one?
Problem is, Erin is like the black hole
Be
of these
honest,
things
come
where it's
on.
like her score is always absolute 0. So I've definitely seen worse. And I've definitely seen better.
Right.
I'm gonna say 1.5, 1.5.
Oh, wow.
Seems
Wow.
very generous. Seems very
just-
generous.
Hey, look, I can deal with nonsense, right? If it makes no sense, cool. We stipulate it's not Shakespeare when we walk in the door. I get it. But it was just kind of a nothing in a way. You know what I mean? It's like the performances
what
were
you
kind of
mean.
forgettable. The actors, like, who the hell? It's like, oh, it's the dad from Monster Squad. Although I love Brad Dourif. I will
go.
say he brings it up a half point. You know what I'm saying? Just by the strength of his weirdness. But it's kind of a forgettable film. Is really the sad reality. So 1.5.
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh, Brian.
I'll bring us back up. This is another 7.
Oh, nice.
seven.
And I'm looking through the cast list. There was somebody that was actually playing the creature, but they got it listed. It's not a rat. It's a giant bat.
Then why does it have a giant tail?
That you're supposed to overlook that part.
Okay. Okay.
How
So,
weird.
but yeah, it's again. I know I keep saying it again. It's nostalgia for me. It just
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that I kind of revisit. It takes me back to the good old days when everything was practical and you just have an ensemble cast of these character actors from different movies, and so it's another 7 for me.
Nice.
Can I say, I did find it shocking. The one shocking moment of this movie is when that girl gets stabbed by Monster Squad's dad. I couldn't believe. I was like, "Whoa!"
Right. Like, what happened here?
Right.
What's going on?
That was surprising. It was the most ridiculous fight scene I've ever seen in my life,
It
but
was.
it was surprising.
It was. He threw a skeleton on him.
Yeah. What are we doing? Lance, what'd you think?
I'll give it a 6. I liked it more than I didn't like it, but 5 of those 6 points goes directly to Mr. Brad Dourif. So that's
understandable.
6 it is.
A 6.
You know what? And I also just realized there were so many bones. Thousands of people.
Oh, there
would have had to
were.
have
I
been
noticed
killed.
that at one point.
That's a good point.
I
did they
assume
miss
they're
that many
grave
people
robbing.
missing?
Yeah.
Kevin, I assume they're attached to the graveyard. I just assume they were grave robbing.
Those are people that never came in and got their paychecks.
Oh,
Another drifter.
that
Another
makes
drifter.
sense. That
No,
makes
that makes
sense.
sense.
Like the
And then
Yellowstone
they
Ranch.
found a still. What was all this underground bullshit nonsense? And then there was the still level. Then there was the old
Yeah,
mill.
kind of weird, huh? Real surrealistic, right? I mean, it just didn't make any sense the way everything was put together. But it was fun to watch. For me, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was nonsense that knew it was nonsense. So for that, I'll give it a 5.
All right.
Nightbreed
There
seemed
you
to
go.
be
We
trying
end
to
right in the
take-
middle.
trying to see like it was taking itself a little too seriously,
Right.
maybe. And this one was so over the top,
Sure.
especially with like the foreman's acting and all that. And you know,
Right.
Brad Dourif, of course, was awesome. But I at least had a good time laughing with this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
fair
I'm
enough.
gonna bump mine to a 7.5. I totally forgot
wow.
that the end credit song
Oh God.
with all the different lines from the movie.
They were
Right.
trying to make it as quotable as possible.
That was some
Oh,
early attempt at rap, huh?
I wonder if that's downloadable on the Spotify. I can make that my
Probably.
make it your ringtone.
Oh God. what would you call it? Graveyard Shift theme, or what would you call it?
Love theme from
The love theme
Graveyard.
from Graveyard Shift.
I love it.
Or half it was just Brad Dourif going, "Yeah."
Or just telling different Viet Cong torture stories, right?
I know.
Over and over.
I was like, is he still talking about rats? Because this is getting a little weird.
All right. Well, we had a lot of fun tonight, guys. Y'all took us back to 1990 and shat all over our young dreams. So we certainly appreciate that. But no, so you guys are a lot of fun, man. This was a good time. Tell everybody that's listening where they can find you, what you guys have coming up. You have a YouTube channel, or you planning on one? I know, Kevin, you would just stare at yourself, wouldn't you?
That's why we have one, frankly. Yeah, we're the podcast that wouldn't die. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, Instagram. We recently started videotaping our podcasts. So we're on videotape. Is it video?
No.
Videotaping?
What videotape?
From
You go to the
1990.
video store.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're keeping it 90
wow.
this episode.
The
we
problem
have a
is you said that,
simulcast.
we all went, yeah.
Of course. Of course. So you can see us on YouTube if you want to see our beautiful Nightbreed faces, evidently. Good times.
All right. Well, for everybody listening, as always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We would always love to hear your ideas, your feedback. Come visit us in our Facebook group. We can also be found where, Brian?
Everywhere. Twitter,
There you
Facebook,
go.
Instagram. We have a Tumblr. I'm never on it. So
Right? It's there. Somebody's
Everything,
there, right?
everywhere, all at once.
yes.
That's it. Well, definitely, if you guys like what you hear, rate us and review us. Consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick 3 future movies for us to talk about, and also a commentary for any patron of $1 and up. So consider doing that. And let's see, next week I've got to read my notes here because it's so fucking. Seems like 3 years since we've done this show. That's how much hard labor I did over the weekend. But Mother's Day show, Brian.
Yes.
You're doing another holiday thing, huh?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, we're gonna check out Mama.
Oh, that's great.
Speaking
That's
of,
really
you like that one, huh?
I like the Mama.
Well,
Mama's really
one
good.
maybe Erin fucking likes, and we don't invite her to that one. Jesus
And then
Christ.
you're gonna be all like, "Oh, that was terrible, so predictable." No, it's good.
All right, so we got Mama and also the Babadook. What do you think about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
All
great.
right.
That's a good combination.
Right.
Unlike
We invited Erin to the wrong episode.
Yes,
You invited Kevin to
Yes,
the right
we
one,
did.
though.
Yeah, finished with the Twilight Zone. All right, Brian, take us out, man. Until the horror returns again.
Good night.